everybody, I'm Rachel from Mrs. Rachel Brady. Mrs. Rachel Brady is all about family, food, home and style. I have a YouTube channel here, I also have a blog, and I make content about all those things, and those things to me are what make life worth living. I have 2 children and I have a 3rd baby on the way due in September, so it's really good to meet you if we've not met before. Today's video is 5 things that, in my opinion, you shouldn't keep in the fridge. So the reason I've kind of stressed in my opinion is because just before I did this video and made a few little notes, I did a quick Google search on each of these things that I'm about to talk about, and literally 50-50 for each one. One place says yes, you should keep them in the fridge, another place says no, you shouldn't keep them in the fridge. So please do not take any risks with your food health and safety or food hygiene. This is just in my opinion, and I'll tell you why in each instance that I don't keep them in the fridge. The first one is by far the most controversial. Who knew this was such a hot topic? Eggs. I personally don't keep my eggs in the fridge. I never have. We have a really cute kind of helter-skelter egg holder which sits on a shelf in the kitchen, which is slightly shaded. It's in the shade, it's not in a sunny spot or anything like that. The reason that we keep our eggs out of the fridge is purely so that when I boil them or cook with them, they don't change temperature rapidly and kind of either not mix properly, or for example if you're boiling an egg, they will crack much more easily. That said, I do understand why people keep them in the fridge. They keep twice as long apparently in the fridge, but in our house we are such big egg eaters, there is no issue whatsoever because we buy our eggs on a weekly basis and they will always get used. What they say, apparently, I've just read up on this online, is the worst thing to do is to keep them in your fridge door, because then the temperature is fluctuating all the time and that could potentially lead to a little bit of food poisoning. I don't know if that's a bit of overkill there, personally. Next item that I do not keep in the fridge, and the only time I would ever keep these in the fridge is if I bought a huge load of them and I kind of had loads out on the counter and I thought, well, we'll keep the others in the fridge because they're going to be kept for a couple of weeks, you know, if I had a glut of them. And this is tomatoes. The main reason I don't keep tomatoes in the fridge is purely for flavor. Like, not only does it, I think it looks pretty. We have, you probably see them now actually. Can you see them? There's some tomatoes on the, in front of the window behind the sink. So it's not really a windowsill, but they are best kept, in my opinion, in a bowl, in the sunshine to ripen up. Again, we eat a lot of tomatoes in this house. It's like Bee's favorite food. She just grabs tomatoes all the time. And so that the turnover isn't such that, it's not so slow that they will ever get rotten. And even if they did get to the point where they were like on the verge, they're so good for cooking with. I think the worst thing in the world is like having a tomato that's come fresh out of the fridge and it's like unripe, cold and flavourless. So in my opinion, always keep tomatoes out of the fridge. Next item is a really similar one to tomatoes. However, maybe I would keep it in the fridge if I bought 2 packets of them. So it's strawberries. And this time of year in England, it's June and, well, it's June everywhere. What I mean is in England, strawberries are seasonal right now. They're so good. So I will buy a couple of packets of strawberries, but again, we go through them so quick. I do like to just keep a bowl of strawberries out on the countertop. However, if I needed strawberries for a recipe on a Saturday and I bought them on a Monday, maybe I'd keep them a few days in the fridge. I think give strawberries at least a day out of the fridge to come to room temperature before you serve them, because they want to get nice and ripe. And even if they do go on the point, that's like the tastiest time. I will never understand people that keep bread in the fridge. You see it on TV and like someone opens their fridge and like they've got a loaf of bread in there. What's that about? I just don't keep bread in the fridge. And when I did a quick Google search, I was so pleased with myself because I was looking at information that just validated my opinion, which is that it makes your bread go stale much quicker. So this is just a plain and simple one. Don't keep bread in the fridge. There's no reason to. I think the best thing to do, especially if occasionally like you'll have too much bread, which happens, so keep it in the freezer. If you've bought an amazing like sourdough artisan loaf from like an amazing baker, but you come home and you've still got that sliced brown in the bread bin, but you've already froze that, so you can't put that one in the freezer. Then what I would do is put the fresh, amazing loaf in the freezer, and then when it's time, take it out and use it. So as well as putting our bread in the bread bin, you've probably seen, in fact, can you see on this video, like in the background, I have it like a creamy big bread bin, and on top of it is a butter dish with butter in. I don't keep my butter in the fridge apart from my backup butter, if that makes sense. So I have butter in the fridge, but as soon as my butter dish is empty, I replace it. I googled this just for you guys for research today, and butter can be left in a butter dish on the countertop for 2 weeks. I don't know about you, but we are a butter eating family. So butter does not last 2 weeks in this house. Like, we have it on toast, we have it for baking. The worst thing in the world is when I need some butter for baking and I go to my butter dish and it's right at the end and I have to get the butter out of the fridge and it's rock hard, and then I think, oh, I'll microwave it to soften it, and then it just melts. Oh, it's so annoying. So I think be prepared if you know you're gonna bake, or if you know you're having guests around, you've got some nice bread that you wanna toast, invest in a butter dish. Mine was from a car boot sale. It was probably 50 pence. It's really old-fashioned antique glass butter dish, and it's just the best thing in the world when you slice some nice bread from your bread bin, not your fridge, and spread it with nice soft butter. So never ever put butter in the fridge if you intend to use it on a daily basis. Guys, I hope you enjoyed my rather light-hearted video about 5 things that you should not keep in the fridge, in my opinion. That's all it is, it's my opinion, so don't get upset about it. Okay guys, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and comment below, do you strongly disagree with me on any or all of these points, and let me know why. That's it for now guys, bye!